Well, viewers, thank you for staying tuned. I hope you're enjoying this program on Mediterranean food. Now, for the next recipe, we're going to be doing lamb's brains with freekeh. Now, freekeh, of course, is
young wheat.
Is young smoked wheat.
Young wheat, yeah.
And it is something, I guess, that the Italians would use rice in its place. This is very nutritious. It's very high in fibre and low in carbohydrate. So beautiful accompaniment to the brains.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You're going to show us how to make this, huh?
Yeah. So for my recipe, lamb brains and freekeh, I'd like to start with the freekeh first. So I've got some chopped onion, which I'm going to cook with olive oil on a medium heat. And then I'm going to add some thyme and rosemary. And then I'm going to add the freekeh. The freekeh is a smoked young wheat. That's going to cook with water or stock. Probably for about 40 to 45 minutes. The proportion are 300 grams of freekeh, 450 grams of liquid or milk. So basically you can use water or stock. Now when my freekeh comes to a boil, I'm just going to add a pinch of salt and a pinch of black pepper. Now when I got my salt and pepper in, I'm just going to cover it with aluminum foil and let it cook for 45 minutes on a low heat. Now when my freekeh is ready, I'm just going to heat up a pan and start with olive oil. Cook my cherry tomatoes. Just going to put the cherry tomatoes in and let them sizzle. Salt and pepper. I like to season all the way. Now I lower the heat and let the cherry tomatoes cook before I add my garlic. Now I add my garlic in. And just remember to move the pan and don't bend the garlic, otherwise the stew will get bitter. Once the garlic got some color, I'm going to add the freekeh. Now just disregard the thyme and rosemary and we can just get the juices out of the cherry tomatoes. At this point, I'm going to add my spinach, squeeze of lemon, so for my harissa paste, I'm just going to dilute it with a little bit of water. Just going to be easier to add it to the stew. Now I'm just going to add my harissa to the stew. It depends how hot you like your food. Now I'm just going to add the rest of the herbs. First I'm going to add the coriander. Now I'm adding my parsley in. Again, I'm going to stir it in. And I'm just going to finish off with my dill as well. Stir it in. Check your seasoning, salt and pepper. At this stage you can add some more lemon juice or harissa or whatever you feel like. If you like it more spicier or more lemony, I need just a little bit of salt. And that's basically ready. So now for my lamb brains, I'm going to show you how I'm going to prepare the lamb brains. After I clean the fat and the membrane, I'm just going to basically poach it in the chicken stock. I like to do my own stock, or you can get it in a local supermarket. I poach the lamb brains with some coriander seeds and bay leaf. So I'm gonna add the bay leaf too. So basically now I'm just gonna bring it to a boil, let it simmer for 5 minutes, and then leave it until it cools down. Now when my lamb brains just cool down, I'm gonna pat dry them before I'm gonna roll them in the flour. Now I'm just gonna flour. That will give it a nice crisp. Just gonna coat them like that. Now when my oil is hot, I'm just gonna fry the lamb brains until they're golden brown. Now when the lamb brains are golden brown, I'm just gonna put them on a paper towel. Serve my lamb brains with the Freekeh. So basically I'm just gonna put a bed of Freekeh with all the juices, all the nice sauce. Just gonna put the lamb brains on top. This is my dish, Freekeh with lemon juice, harissa, herbs, and the lamb brains.
Now, Eitan, I know that is an absolute fantastic dish, and it's something that you would have had on a Friday night with your nonna and your mum.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, I will not be eating those brains. Now, I know that brains, they're actually really low in fat, and very high in iron. But I think there's been fairly negative attitudes toward offal, but it's something, of course, that Italians and people from your own place absolutely love.
It's it's a big thing in Israel, such as sweetbreads, livers, kidneys.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic and underrated cuts.
Well, you're actually respecting all parts of the animal by utilising even what is perceived to be the cheaper cuts, right?
Yeah, and I think that a good sweetbread is almost as good as a nice steak. It depends if you're in the mood to eat that. If you know what I mean. I'm
definitely not in the mood. Anyway, all right, we're going to go for a quick break, and of course, when we come back, we always finish with some amazing dessert. And what are you going to show us?
Semolina cake with orange jam. Mm-hmm. That's a perfect finish for a big meal. We usually have it on Friday night with minty, so fresh minty.
Lovely.
And
no alcohol.
We do drink alcohol. We do drink
the
alcohol.
Mediterranean diet says no alcohol, very minimal.
Yeah.
All right.